Hello, sister friends. All right, stop singing. You sound like a boomer. I know. I can hear it right now. So good to see you. Listen, I need to update the names up there. Hang on one second. Talk amongst yourselves. It's so good to see you. That's not what I want. I have the updated membership list that I need to put into our stream that you see above my head. And I will say, I want to say thank you to everybody because we have hit 100 subscribers. That is so exciting. Between the 3 different levels that I have. Copy. I just love you all. All right. Text. Okay, it may disappear for a second and then come back, and then I might have to tweak it too because, oh right, what you saw in there were the exclusive SOS supporters. That was still from Sunday night. All right, everyone's in there, but I'm gonna have to make it smaller because it's not gonna show up. There's nothing up here. So let me make it smaller. Oh, so many names. I'm gonna have to make it even smaller. That worked last time. We'll do this. There we go. Okay, so you can see the text. See if I can move the ticker up a little bit. Okay, I'll lock that. All right, you should still be able to read it. It's very tiny on my screen, but then my screen is only about this big. So we should be good to go. All right, let me take a look at chat and then we'll get talking about this episode. Which, oh, I was this close to getting Sunday night's video edited and out by this morning. I was 2/3 done as of Sunday night or Monday night. Yeah, I was going to say 3/4 done. 2/3 done. But I thought that's no big deal. And I was up this morning, 7 a.m., bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. Just started working on it. And you know what? Just certain sections just take so much longer. And it's my fault. My fault. I could have had it out to you by 9 a.m. in the morning if I would just take what I say and then just splice out pauses and hit send. But no, I have to find funny clips in there, the little thoughts that go through my head while I'm editing it. I have to find those words to put it in. And then what takes even more time is, oh, do you remember when that happened? I got to go find that clip. What season was that? Hour and a half later. AI, not helping. Not helping. We got a long way to go, AI. Season will be over by the time. That's the only thing I've ever used AI for, is trying to find stuff for Sister Wives. And it's helped me about 40% of the time. I should have used it earlier when I started doing this. The other 60%, either close or way off the mark. All right, let's take a look at chat. See who's in the house. Hello, Danny. Hello, Kathy. Hello, Lynn. Tonight's rules: no politics, be nice to each other, and please watch the language. Thanks all. Have a great live. Thanks, Lynn. All right, and welcome another Lynn. I just found this channel and I'm obsessed. My new favorite. Yay! Welcome, Lynn, and we have lots of Lynns, so you're in good company. We do. Hello, Renee. Hello, Joanna. Ooh. Hello, Janet. Hi. So psyched finally got here on time. Never made it to a live. Glad you're here, Janet. I was just going to say, Janet Huppy. I don't recognize that name. Not that I recognize all the names, but I feel like I'd recognize Huppy if I saw it before. Okay. Jump, jump, jump. Oh, Lisa, our badass dispatcher, is in the house. Hope you get no calls tonight. Rhonda Delph is here. Love you, Rhonda. Hello. And thanks for moderating as well. Wendy, hello, hello, hello. Armorall. Armorall, just like the cleaning stuff, right? Yeah, is that how it's pronounced? Hello, Michelle. Good to see you again. All right. Elizabeth Murphy, hello. I'll do a few more and then I'll get going. Athena, hello. Mary, hi. Sorrowful Raven is in the house. Hello. Carol Davis is here. Brenda Velasquez is here. Lori E. Lori Karad, hi. And thanks for moderating. Jay Tucker, hi there. Lori E. Hey. Mad Scientist 7. Hey. Greetings from South Florida. Oh, South Florida sounds nice. Temperatures are supposed to go down into the teens tomorrow. We've had crazy weather though. I mean, we've had such cold and snow and blistering weather that my husband had a snow day because he's a school teacher. Schools were closed and he lives in a district that doesn't close that much. So it was pretty bad. And then yesterday I finished all the Christmas decorations. No, Sunday I finished all the Christmas decorations outside because you barely need, I wore a sweatshirt and I was sweating by the time I was done. Like, go figure. And down into the teens tomorrow. Hello, Joanna. Hello, Ruth Carroll. Whoops. This is gonna, oh, good. I thought it was gonna jump ahead of me. Hello, Melanie. Recently found the channel. Love it. Been watching everything. Oh, love you, Melanie. Thank you. Ladybird's mom. Welcome back, Ladybird's mom. Hello, Robin. Your very first live. Woo, we have a lot of first livers here today, don't we? Welcome, all of you. So glad to have you here. All right. Tanya New Zealand is here. Number 50. Good number. Melanie Riley. Welcome. Carol Davis. Make sure you hit the like button. It helps Jenny. Thanks, Carol. Linda Kohler's here. Hey, Linda. Tracy's Fractured History and More is in the house. Tracy has 2 channels. I think Tracy, are you a member on both channels? I think you are, which is crazy. Love you, Tracy. Fawn is here. Hi, Fawn. Good to see ya. Brady Bunch Show. I feel like it's the opening of the Brady Bunch Show. Yes. What is that? I see Susie. I see Betsy. Romper Room, right? Romper Room. I never knew if that was local or I think it wasn't. Okay. Indie Girl 57. Hello. All right. I will later on, because I can't go through and say hi to absolutely everybody that's here, but I try to do what I can at the beginning for like the first 5 minutes. And I was a couple minutes late getting in here because I was putting my pillows out, my Christmas pillows out. I had some snowflake pillows, but I figured Christmas was more apropos. North Pole. Let it snow. Christmas is coming. See, Christmas is coming. It's a little crooked, but that's fine. Okay, so part of membership, if you do join, if you see the cute little squares, the different colored squares, each color is a different what month, how long you've been subscribed. New members get the word new inside of their heart, and then after that it's a 1 for been a member for 1 month, been a member for 2 months, 3 months, and so forth. It's all set by YouTube. I think it stops at 6 months and then starts going by years. What else was I going to say? Also, there are custom emojis that you can use. And I don't know if you can use them all the time everywhere or not, but I realized for the first time today, I was writing back to some comments this morning and I had access to all the emojis. It came up with my regular choice of emojis outside of the chat. Now it was still in YouTube, so it's probably just YouTube. But I was surprised that they popped up right there. So when writing comments underneath videos that you watch, you would have access to those emojis too. So somebody can put them down, put them in your after your name so people can see what they are. And the more members we have, the more emojis I can add. I think it's for every 15 I get another, something like that. So then you guys can start sending me recommendations at any time of what kind of, we had, I think it was Lynn Skinner, I believe, or was it Lori? No, I think it was Lynn Skinner who requested the Mary as a doormat one. So I made a Mary doormat. We have Cody the clown with his 2 ringlets coming out of the front of his head, like that fish, that bottom dwelling fish that has the light. Angler, I think it's called anglerfish. I think he only has one though. Anyway, what else? When you are a big supporter, you get early access to the videos that I post. Now the bonus scene videos I just put out to everybody at the same time. But big supporter and above have access to some polls that we've been doing. I would say on a weekly basis, but usually I skip a week and then we have 2 to do. And we're kind of taking a look at what did we think of whatever episode it was. Did it meet our expectations, beyond, below? So we'll take a look at that and collect all that data at the very end of the season and say this is how well TLC did for its favorite viewers in the world, which are sister friends. My sister friends. Okay. And then the exclusive SOS supporter level also has, what else do they have? We talk live. That's what we do. We watch the show on Sunday night together live. I have the audio playing because I can't do the visual and audio. It's against copyright, but I have the audio playing and people are watching it visually on their own, or if they don't have access to it because they're on Discovery and they don't get it to the next day, they can at least listen to it ahead of time and then participate in the chat. And yeah, we chat. We join about 15 minutes before the show begins to start talking about what's going on and what we're excited about. And then we stay for about a half an hour afterwards. I'd say we stay for 15 minutes afterwards, but usually longer than that. All right, so that's the levels. Only join if you're interested and only join if you're able. And I appreciate more than anything people just viewing the content. That's the biggest way you can support the channel. So thank you very much. Oh, and before you do any of your Amazon shopping, if you want to click on one of the links that you'll see below every single one of my videos, take a look at some of the products that I am recommending, that I have mentioned numerous times in all of my different videos, and then finally put the links down below. By going through the link, you benefit the channel, even if you don't purchase the items. Although a lot of these reader glasses have sold, let me tell you, a lot. So y'all are liking the different color reader glasses. By the way, got a whole new set that are a little bit different. Not the same ones that I had before, because I keep wearing the same ones and then I don't know what happens to them. I fall asleep in it and I break it, or I'll drop it and pop a lens out or whatever. And they're so affordable that it's no big deal, except that now I'm getting multiples of the same color left over, the ones I don't wear as much. So I decided to go a different route. I don't know if I'm going to like them as much. I think the ones that I recommended I might like better. We'll see. I don't think the lens is as good. I think it's cheaper, and which would make your vision more distorted. Anyway, going through the link before you do your shopping, I appreciate. And it's free. And I did try it on 2 different platforms, through my link and not through my link, to see if Amazon is like upping, at throwing an extra percentage or 2 onto the products by going through content creators link, and they are not. So it's costing you nothing. Okay, let's talk about the show. All right. Let's see. Let me scroll down. Kathy, they are not from Salvation Army, but they're from Temu. I want to say, I think it was $8.99 for the two of them. Now I put them over, they're cases with zippers on them. And I got Easter. I'm all set for the next year. I have Easter, I have Halloween, I have Thanksgiving. I think that's it. I got a whole bunch. Couldn't stop myself. Yeah, I'm slightly a Temu addict as much as I am a Goodwill. Goodwill's more fun though, because you really get some really good deals there. But Temu's good too. Temu reached out to me to do a content collaboration. Is that what it's called? I don't even know. I haven't done it yet. So I might do that. We'll see. I don't know. My life's really busy. I don't have time to make another video. But I should, because they're right in line with who I am, which is cheap. All right. Every city had their romper room. Thanks, Tracy. Okay, we did. So I was wondering if it was local, but then I knew people that weren't right in my city that knew about it, so I was confused. I got it. So each one had their own. So it must have been like a PBS local thing. Gotcha. All right. Renata. I like the name Renata. Hi, Jenny. First time chatting. Love your channel so much. Have been watching Corey and Melanie, and they have given you a couple. They have? Oh, I'm behind on watching. I watched 2 of their last 3 videos on YouTube just today, right before getting on here. I was scared I wasn't going to make it in time. I know, because I'm like, I just want to finish the second one because I haven't seen a couple. Their stuff is amazing. Everybody, the channel is Notes to Self 444. And Melanie and Corey are both ex-AUB members. Melanie's father is the current AUB prophet for the whole church. So, and he's not so thrilled with her doing her YouTube channel. She obviously has left. Corey has left as well. They met after they left. They didn't know each other when they were both in the AUB, but he left her. She married somebody in the AUB, and they were courting another wife. She also had a child. I thought she had 2. I think she had 2 children. And they were courting another wife, and it was just difficult for her. In the end, she left. I mean, there's so much to go. I mean, there's so many. My problem is I went on her channel and I'm like, I'm watching it all. I'm starting all the way back at the beginning since before I ever knew this existed. When she was doing a lot more of the background stuff, which is fascinating and I love it. But then people are like, did you see what she said about the episode the other day? I'm like, what? What'd she say? So I'm jumping all around. I don't even know what I've seen, what I haven't seen, because I have her subscribed on all 3 of my channels. So I don't know which channel. That's the only problem with subscribing to something on 3 channels. You go on the channel and I look and I see there's no red line and I think I haven't seen it yet, but I had seen it and I'm like halfway through before I go, this all sounds really familiar. All right, I'm on a different channel right now. Yeah, but her knowledge is amazing. She was friends with Mary. She went to school with Christine. Just today, she was talking about Mary's, the dark-haired friend. That wasn't Hillary. It was the other one. Boy, they had the strangest name. I want to say Desiree, but it wasn't Desiree. I can't think of it. Dang it. Anyway, in the episode, the dark-haired gal, she recognized her. She was saying she wasn't aware that she was living polygamy before she left it, but she said she didn't know her that well, but she went to that gal's mom's wedding. Like, so there's the 6 degrees of separation are like 2 degrees of separation in the AUB because it's just a smaller community. I say all that to say she is the expert. She is the one that has knowledge on all of it. She's very much an advocate for not living a life of polygamy. And she has firsthand knowledge of it. So, as opposed to me or any other content creator saying, this is terrible, or this is a cult, or this is a whatever, what do we know? We never lived it. Most of us don't even know people in it, not well anyway. I don't even know anybody in it at all. I didn't even know anybody in even the LDS faith until my daughter married somebody whose family was affiliated with it. So my bubble's very, very small. That's outside of the AUB bubble. So I love everything that I learned from her channel, and that's where you can go to get actual truth and knowledge. And she is going back and watching the episodes now. She didn't watch them originally because she said that it was just too close to home. She was living it at the time, so she wasn't interested in watching another family. But she said on the surface, the Brown family was one that really put their best foot forward at all times and made it look all shiny and rosy, and that if anybody can do polygamy and prove to the rest of the world that it's okay, the Brown family could. And here we are. She would be the first to agree. Point proven. This should not be a thing. Okay. All right. Hopefully we have more filler in the second part of the season. We already know Cody is a jerk. So he isn't hiding that. It's true. Yeah, very much aware he's a jerk. But thanks for showing us every week. All right, go hit that like button. Thank you, Diane. Okay, I'm jumping around, so don't think I'm just skipping over anybody in particular. Oh, I saw Andrea, which looks like Andrea, doesn't it? Doesn't it look like it's spelled Andrea? But I think she pronounced it Andrea. Thanks, Angelica. Oh, Angelia. Angelica. I threw a C in your name, Angelia. You know you're one C away from being an Angelica? Okay. Melanie will say that Cody isn't as bad as a lot of the men in this cult. Can you believe it? I just heard that today too when I was listening to her commentary on this past Sundays. All right, so much good stuff in there. Just go subscribe. She's on TikTok too. I think she was on TikTok first. YouTube is a newer platform for her, which is probably why I don't have TikTok. So it's probably why I caught on to it later. But yeah, it's good stuff. Okay. Can someone link that channel? I tried looking for it, only found gaming videos. Oh, notes to self. Can somebody do that for us? Put a link in there for notes to self 444. All right. Koda psychotic. True. Christine wedding dress shopping. I made a conscious effort to be nice, because I won't say I haven't been nice. I haven't been like mean, but I haven't been nice about the whole Christine going on and on and on and on and on about stuff we've already seen. It's not all Christine's fault. It's TLC's fault just as much. Maybe even more, because she could be getting a terrible edit. They could be just taking every single instance. They could be repeating some and we're not even aware. Well, and they do, because there's coming soon, and then there was last week, and it's always I'm getting married. Did you know I've only known him for, that whole, I'm not going to go over it again. Anyway, a lot of people not thrilled that I kept pointing it out. Leave her alone. No, can't do it. Sorry. She brought it on herself. Don't say I don't like her. I love Christine. Christine had always been my favorite before Janelle pulled ahead in the race. So, there's a chance for any horse to win. But Janelle's taking the lead in my book right now. All right. Yeah, I have very little in my video about the dress shopping and the cake tasting. I realize there's, and it's probably going to be, I don't know, close to an hour long video, and maybe 10 minutes of it at most is on that. Because what do you say? There's nothing to say. A cake tasting? Love to go to a cake tasting. Invite me anytime. Dress shopping? I don't like clothes shopping with anybody. I enjoyed dress shopping for my 2 daughters when they got married. That was a joy. Other than that, I certainly don't want to watch it on TV. Not for a dress we already saw on The Bride 9 months ago. Just saying. Get it together, TLC. Wedding dress shopping was boring. Yeah, I mean, come on. All right. Could have been another Christine episode last year. Oh, let me say this. Somebody threw this out in comments. And I should acknowledge, I might even have the name of the person. Oh, no, it's on my laptop. They said there's a possibility, and because of this, I've decided to give this whole Christine, I'm getting married storyline a little bit more grace. They said they are wondering if it's possible that this was all cutting room floor footage for the wedding episodes. And it just never made it on to the, it would have been the episode before the actual wedding episode. Or maybe they just had so much, they turned it into sort of like day before, day of, and got rid of everything prior to that. Is it possible that this was cutting room floor footage, discarded, weren't going to use it at all, but there were storylines and footage and interviews and situations that got cut out that included Garrison for the season that Janelle did not want in, leaving, I don't want to say gaping holes, but like holes in time in terms of being able to fill the episode. That could be why we have interviews that clearly seem like they're very much later than the season, that are getting put into the season, so they have that extra footage, and it could be that they're bringing more back. Now, I still think they would have addressed it, but I don't know that we would have been sitting through the cake tasting and dress fitting had it not been for that. But maybe we did. Maybe we're giving TLC the benefit of the doubt, and they don't deserve it. I don't know. But once I read that, I just went, whoa, good. That's a good point. So maybe I should back off a little bit. Okay. It still was boring, though. You can say it's boring if it's boring. It's boring. But there may be a reason behind it. They just didn't have anything else better to put in there, because look what we ended up with. Robin talking to her girls. Terrible. Just terrible. Oh, very good. All right. Okay. Him standing outside the houses was creepy. Jamie, when was that? What are you guys talking about? Who was standing outside the house? Naughty Catholic friend. All right, well, let me know. Why does McKelty annoy me so much? Oh, Sherry. I think it's because, personally, for me, I subscribe to her Patreon, which I haven't watched in like 3 months, so I'm sorry if there was anything good. If there was, it probably would have been posted all over. I did it for you guys. I didn't do it for myself by any means. I did it to create content to put out, but then the show started. I was doing it, and then the show started, and this is what we really want to talk about, so I'll probably get back to it later, but it's another 2 hours of my week that I have to find time to fit in. And as I just said, I want to catch up on so much other stuff, like notes to self. There's a couple of my favorite content creators I haven't seen since the show began almost. Maybe like 15 minutes here and there when I have a moment. So, okay. What was I talking about? I got distracted. I distracted myself. I don't know what I was talking about. Oh, goodness. About the show. We were talking about the guy. I don't know who the guy is. Tell me who the guy is. Mykelti. See, I came back. I got back there. When I can never get back. Well, there have been times I haven't gotten back. She, on her Patreon, really, truly has a very different disposition than she has when she's on the show. When she's on the show, it's like she's acting. And if somebody acted like that in real life, you'd be like, she's not like that at all on the show. Even when she gets excited about something, it's not that at all. I find it interesting. Somebody had mentioned it to me a while ago before I was ever following her Patreon and said, I wish you'd watch her Patreon. She's a whole different person. And I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. And I dismissed it. But then I thought when the season ended and I thought, well, I want fresh content to talk about. So I thought, let me go ahead and subscribe. And I was shocked and surprised. It is almost like a whole different person when she's just sitting there talking. She'll get excited about stuff and all that. And Tony's on it a lot of the time. Tony, not my favorite. Occasionally he's okay. That's all I can say. I'm just not a fan. Well, okay, let me put it this way though. He is light years better also than he is on the show. He doesn't say all that sexual stuff. He doesn't try to like get a rise out of people who are watching and commenting in the chat or out of Mykelti by just saying shock value stuff. Like he doesn't do any of that stuff that he does on the show. So what it is about the cameras going on that makes them completely inauthentic, I don't know. I don't get that. If anything, I would retract more. So see, it's hard for me to relate because myself, I would probably be like, there's a camera, which is ironic because there's a camera, but like I don't see the camera. It's just a little green dot at the top of my computer. And I don't see myself or you guys because I have the chat in front of me and myself is on another screen that's probably about 3 layers back. So to me, it doesn't feel like I'm on camera. If somebody were standing with a big camera on their shoulder, I'd feel very different. So I find it interesting. So I guess I just defended Mykelti right there. But that being said, when I watch her on the show, it's gives me the shivers. Yeah, it's too much. It's overpowering. It's kind of like Christine. Now I wonder what Christine is like outside of the show. She seems to be the same, but every time I see her, she has a camera. I haven't seen her do her own, like, I'm just going to sit down and chat. I guess she did the cooking with Christine. I only saw 1 episode of that one. It seemed normal. I don't remember much about it. Either way, making an impression on me. I don't remember being like, wow, she's really nice and tame and calm. I like this. But that being said, in the episode that we just watched on Sunday night, I did make the comment, Christine at the cake tasting was an enjoyable persona. It was a very different Christine. And David was there because I started thinking, well, maybe it's when David's there because I think she was okay. I didn't make a comment about it, but I think she was okay at the dress trying on thing as well. Dress fitting, dress. What's it called? Anyway, I think she was the same at both those events. But I was shocked that David was next to her because sometimes I was thinking that maybe she has this, you want to impress your guy and she thinks that's impressive to be like overly happy because Cody always said, what I like about Christine is she's the bubbly one. She brings joy and fun wherever we go. So whenever she would get down about something, he would scold her and say, you're the bubbly one. You forgot your role. Enough of this. Don't have an opinion. Don't be sad. Be bubbly. I have smudges on my glasses, which I can see when I move my head. Someone clean those off. All right, cake tastings. Yeah, I know. I had nothing to say. Other than, please don't show us those cakes one more time. They kept showing the cakes over and over and over again. There's the row. There they're lined up. There's the name of all of them. Now, the first one. Raspberry cream. I don't know. I remember I see. For as many times as they showed them, that tells you how boring it is. I can't repeat one of the flavors of any of the cakes. Zoned out. I completely zoned out. I'm like, cakes. Okay. When they say something interesting. The naked cake bit. Cute. And I will say, since we're talking about it, why not? Let's just jump all around. Let's talk Christine for a bit here. The Mykelti line of, what did she say? Now we see your vajayjay. What did she say? Your cooch? I don't remember what she called it. I thought it was a see-through dress that Christine came out in. So I was not looking forward to it because Christine's like, oh my God, in the over-affected way that she does in the interview. And I thought, well, what did you expect when you walk out in a see-through dress? So it annoyed and it bugged me all the way up into the episode. I realize now that's not what happened. I don't think any of this is in the video I recorded. I totally forgot to mention this whole scene. Left Mykelti out completely. But it's because of the way the lace was designed that it came up and it looked like a nice little bush. And why would any bride want to wear that? I don't know. Did that gal design all the dresses she tried on? The one that was on the show? Did she? I don't know. It doesn't bode well for her that Christine didn't like any of them. But bless her heart, that's, you go, girl. Make your dime. I have a feeling Christine's wedding dress was free for this publicity. I just don't know if it's going to turn over into revenue, if she's going to, or maybe she doesn't care. Maybe she just wanted, they say everybody wants their 15 minutes of fame. I don't know that I want my 15 minutes. Look at this. Somebody would call this fame. I have thousands of people that watch this. Yeah. Okay, that would freak me out now that I just thought about it. Let's move on. I don't think of it that way at all. I was just going to say, I don't want my 15 minutes of fame, but maybe like on a small scale, if I got recognized for something at work, that, is that my 15 minutes of fame? I don't want like television fame. Kind of scares me. Okay, let me look here at the chat. Lynn, that's cool, Jenny. I take the low road. I took the high road, and I did not smash Christine. And you know what? Because in fairness, what did Christine do? She went and she tried on dresses. She went and she tried cakes. She did what she was instructed to do. It's not Christine's fault. It's TLC's fault. Slam them all day. Okay, pretty meh. Joni says about the whole episode, although Mary's friends were interesting. Yes. All right, let me scoot down and see if there's any other Christine talk, and then let's move on to Mary. We already saw Christine straddle David, and we thought, Christine, don't pull that dress up anymore. Yeah, that was too much for me. Honest to goodness, I don't think I'm a prude. Okay. I just realized what it is. It's not that I'm prude. It is that, I hate to say this without it sounding demeaning, but like I'm embarrassed a little bit for Christine. I'm happy for her that she's finding her way, that she's branching out, that she's realizing this hypersexual side of herself that apparently she couldn't show to Cody because she's going full force now. But because it's so much, I think that's what it is. I think that's it. That's it. Figured it out. I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed for her because I love her and I always identified with her. She was my gal. I liked how much energy she had. I liked how she planned and organized things. I like how she kept the family together. I like how she was the caretaker of the kids. Like, I felt connected to Christine and who she was, and so I feel like by proxy, I guess I'm embarrassed by how it's looking. So I just wanted to like move beyond it and then learn the line of what's still middle school appropriate and what's adult appropriate. I'm gonna get slammed. I know I am. So many people love Christine have been like just scolding me every time I say something negative about her. Bring it on. Helps the algorithm. I don't do it for that reason though. But really, write as much as you want. Oh goodness, oh goodness. No more wedding prep, please. Yeah, I don't think, what else could there be? We have the venue, we have the dress, we have the cake. Please, let's not go to a florist. That's the bottom of the barrel. Wedding invitation picking out. Choosing the wedding invitation. I mean, it could get dreadful here, people. It could be so much worse. Oh yeah. I hope there is no more. I don't mind watching her and her girls all together having a conversation while they're making bouquets or they're making something to put on the table for the rehearsal dinner, or creating decorations for, I mean, it appeared that she had a wedding planner and that was all taken care of, so there's not a whole lot of handmade stuff they had to do, but like the personal stuff, maybe. I did a lot of handmade stuff for my girls' weddings. Yes, I did. We did it on a budget, and it was they were both beautiful. Beautiful. On a budget, nobody would know. Nobody would know. Tracy says, television fame is fleeting. To be honest, nothing I'd want. Yeah. Have you noticed, like, everybody ends up divorced when they're on those shows? Cody's had 3. So maybe he and Robin will stand the test of time, but not if it's just the 2 of them for a long period of time now. That'll probably be the end of them too. Secondhand embarrassment. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Yeah, secondhand embarrassment. Thank you. That's the term I wanted. Hummingbird agrees. Yes. Mary says of course Mary's your favorite. Mary, she's your namesake. Mary, you've been on my channel for a very long time. Paula feels the same. Okay, so I was able to put my finger on it, and other people are feeling the same way. Yeah. It was embarrassing. It was uncomfortable. I didn't understand why it was uncomfortable for me. And people were like, let her be. I'm like, I want her to be. Like, I was conflicted with, I agree with you when you say, let her just experience. I do. I agree with that. But there's a way to do it without embarrassing yourself. That's what she just needs to learn. Okay. Oh, jumped ahead. All right. Here we go. Other Mary says, mark me down. Robin, I shouldn't say other Mary. Mary Marmoljo. Mary Marmoljo, I think. Mark me down, at least phonetically, that's what it is. Mark me down, Robin will last for about 20 years. All right. We will catch up with you. And well, let's see. She's been there for, how long has it been? About 15? I think it's been about 15. Maybe it's 14. Oh, well, let's see. We've done 14 seasons. So right now, we're at probably about 15 or 16 years in real time for how long she's been married. So yeah, 4 more years and then, all right, hopefully we'll all still be here, sister friends, meeting and doing these lives, and we can talk about it whether the show's on or not. Verna says she wouldn't do reality TV because she didn't end up in jail. Well, that's the other thing. Either you or your spouse end up in jail, or you and your spouse end up divorced. Like one of the two of you ends up in jail, or together you end up divorced. That's supposed to be what happens on reality TV, especially if you go on the Housewives show. All right. Oh, it's jumping around. That's okay. Oh, I can't. It's hard for me to read them, though. They're going too fast. Yep, Mama Squirrel. I'm not sure what Mama Squirrel said. If I try to go back and find it. Oh, if Robin was serious about being a polygamist, she would be bringing in wives. Oh, right. Maybe that's why she's having her kids start the new storyline of let's join a different church, because she doesn't want to bring in any. Are you kidding? Oh, now that Sister Wives 2, I'm here for it. Like right now, I'm at the point of let's just get rid of Cody and Robin, and I'm happy to sit here and talk to you about the OG3, and they can keep that going. I don't need to give another penny to Cody and Robin. However, if Robin, even as a storyline, this would be so good. Okay, so TLC production company says, listen, you guys, nobody likes you. You're at your rope's end. You don't have storylines, really. We're tired of watching game night and shoveling in the driveway. So how about we have Cody look for another sister wife? Of course, Robin has to be the one to encourage it. Now, we know that's not going to happen, but we're planning on giving you each $40,000 an episode next year. So what do you think? To which instantly they would say, oh, okay, we can play along. So Robin would go out and she would find somebody, and they would be play acting this, I'm going to find somebody else, until they have some alone time and some dates, and the jealousy starts to arise, and then Cody actually does develop feelings for said sister wife. Yes! This would be amazing. He'd look like an even bigger doofus than he is right now. Robin would get a taste of her own medicine of what it was like to not be the favorited wife. Could it get better? How could it get any better? Oh, she comes with kids. He adopts them. He asks Robin for a divorce. Oh my goodness. I'm loving it. I'm here on an island just talking to myself. Let me look at the chat. I'm thinking, oh, this would be amazing television. Okay, TLC, anywhere. Anybody know anybody at Discovery? If so, can you tell them to stop telling my channel I'm using too much of their content? I am not going to agree. Well, they didn't ask to split revenue. They were going to take all the revenue. That's a whole subject. If you notice that whole video got taken down, I got a strike on the next one too. Down it comes. So I accepted everything they wanted to do to the videos, which was taking an hour and 10-minute video down to like 40 to 45 minutes. They took so much stuff out. They took stuff out that I was saying. Like they take so much stuff out. It's incoherent. So I put it on private. But I think I will still get the monetization because it shows as if it's still monetized, and it shows on my channel that it's okay. I still see the amount that was there before the copyright strike. So I think I'm good. I'm good. So after I get this week's video out, then I have I'm gonna re-edit that one and put it back up just so people can see episode 11's review. There are people who are just starting now to get into it, or who've been busy or been on vacation. Bless your heart. or have been working or whatever and haven't been able to catch up and watch videos, or will find this channel next year and want to go back and watch the reviews. Or maybe you want to go back and start at episode 1 next year before the next season begins to do a refresher course. At any rate, I want to get that episode 11 video back out, so I gotta really trim it down and make it not quite so great. But I've already edited it and added the extra look for the little, that's gonna stay. Look for the Easter eggs. How has it changed? That's still gonna be in there. Okay. Kathy wants to see Janelle and Christine and Adventures with the Kids, and David, no more victimhood of Cody and Robin. Yeah, the victimhood, it's got to stop. It's got to stop. It's got to stop with Cody using words that were said about Robin and him, and then using them about other people, and now telling them they're victims. Like, it's just, it's getting to the point of getting old. Although I do say in this video that's coming out soon, that it's almost at the point of comical. Like, Cody's getting to the he's pushed me so far into anger that now I just think you're such a doofus. Like, I don't know. We'll see what happens with the next episode. We'll see. I don't know. But there were times when I was doing this one that I just thought, what? He sure is, Carla. He is the epitome of the narcissist. Oh, hi, Nikki J. Welcome. Canuck, right? Isn't that abbreviation for Canadian? A Canuck? Cody is quite icky. There's one of those emojis that comes with being a member at any level to our channel. Okay. All right. Any other ideas for TLC here? Am I missing anything? Discovery blows. Yeah, that's how I've been feeling this past week, Lori. I tell you, I can't tell you the number of hours I put into, because I was like telling my husband, I'm like, I miss all of them. And you know how many? I spent like 2 full days from like almost morning to night getting that video done, and then and then a week later they say, yeah, used too much of our content. Discovery's gonna take it back unless you fix it. And then all the time I put into putting the Easter eggs in and changing it and working out all this different stuff to make it look different. Well, my smoke and mirrors didn't work. I had to take more out. I'm gonna buckle down and just put really small clips in of the actual show. It's fine. That's how my episodes were at the very beginning anyway. I didn't have any video clips in at the very beginning. None. I mean, I don't want to go back there because they're also more boring, but okay. And there's a bunch of people who don't have access to watching the show, or just choose not to watch the show, so they watch my channel instead. I hear that a whole bunch, although I shouldn't say that out loud, because that's one of the arguments against that Discovery had, is that it would pull people away from the show. And so my argument was, no, it's not. I'm drawing them to your show. So they see my content. They go, that's interesting. What show is it? But they didn't believe me. Okay. Would you do some summaries of past seasons? Well, here's what we're going to do, Pamela. Starting as soon as the season ends, which might be a while, because didn't they just release there's going to be 20? I think I just heard somewhere there's going to be 26 episodes, not 22. Although I think that they're giving us the total season. The total season includes the one-on-ones, of which there's always 3. So that's 3 episodes right there. And then we had 2 talk back and 2 look back episodes. We had a talk back from episode 1 and then the finale. We had a look back. We had 2 look backs as well. So that was an extra, was 7? That was an extra 7 episodes. So it might not all be content of watching them on the show. We might have a lot of these interviews, questioning, watching the show and commenting on it. They need to come up with a way that somebody watches a show and then they get to comment on it and then they share with each other And then we have a final episode where they have seen each other commenting on watching the show. Wouldn't that be good? I'm full of ideas. I am full of great ideas. I should be a producer is what I should be. Come on, TLC. Come on. I do think that idea, though, of adding a sister wife could be brilliant. If it all goes awry like my evil plan, and that Cody actually falls for the gal. Okay. All right. So should we go Mary or should we go Robin and the kids? Let's see here. I think I saw some Mary stuff here. Nicole was number 155 in the chat. All right. Christina's a bit much, but so happy to see her happy. Yep. I kind of feel the same way with Mary. Now, Mary laughing with her girlfriends doesn't bother me nearly as much. Hardly at all. I mean, it's clear that a lot of her laughter is covering up her uncomfortability with the situation and talking about things of significance in her life and things that emotions are tied to. She's got that part of her brain that emotions come from. That's the frontal lobe, isn't it? Is a synapses off. And so things are getting twisted and probably from conditioning her whole life. So when she feels vulnerable or even angry or whatever, embarrassed, sad, it gets twisted and turned into laughter. So that's a little annoying. But I love seeing her laugh with her girlfriends. I love it because we had so many seasons of her just being miserable. And I didn't realize, I just thought she was a miserable person for probably the first 7 seasons or so. I just thought, whoa, boy, she's hard to be around. She is just her voice is very whiny, and it's also very loud and forceful, and she's got a strong voice and it makes it sound aggressive, and so you put that all together and it just wasn't good. Now, meanwhile, as I'm interpreting all of this as, wow, you don't want to be in her presence for too long. That kind of energy is too much. I'm not realizing that she is struggling mightily with the fact that Robin is in the family. And she was actively like the pivot point person to get Robin into the family. She's thinking she's getting a new bestie. Instead, she loses a husband. So yeah, that's a lot to deal with. It really is. So that carried through. Eventually we learn all about, partly is from reading the book, when we read the book. If you haven't read the book, we read it. So go back, find the playlist, and it's called Becoming Sister Wives. All right. So I'm happy with that. The laughing with Cody, no bueno. That whole different thing to me. I saw that completely separately. That was her still being in love with him, still flirting. And then him egging her on too. I think that was a big part of it, because I think he's trying to prove that he didn't kick her by the curbside, that he didn't abandon her. So he's egging her on and trying to have this great relationship with her. I think it's to try to save his butt. I think that's what he's doing. Yep. I'm on to you, Cody. I'm on to you. All right. Y'all imagine marry this clown for over 20 years and then have a real man and a real... I don't know, what is that word? Not a pencil. I can imagine what that is. Who doesn't have any lead or work. Yeah, the leadless pencil. We're just assuming. Allegedly. We have no idea. One can assume. Who doesn't have a job? So true. All right. All right. Oh, Joni. Interesting concept. Have the Sister Wives become a housewife franchise. I wonder if they would do that. Different networks, though. That's Bravo versus TLC. Competitors. So they probably wouldn't do anything that even looked a little bit like Housewives or was too much of a nod to Housewives for fear of, Bravo slapping them with some sort of lawsuit or something. Duchess of Phelan? Is that Phelan? I think all TLC families ended up divorced aside from the Duggars. You're right. I don't think any of the Duggars or any of the Duggars, any of the kids or the original parents have gotten divorced, which is interesting because the one is in jail. I don't think his wife divorced him. I think she's still standing by his side. That's a hot mess right there. But I like that family. I know most people don't. I mean, you don't if you just don't like conservative Christian, this whole group of, there are people who love to just bash that concept. And I always thought of them as wholesome. I always watched it and just thought that, oh, look how sweet. As my life was a hot mess. Look how together. She's got 13 kids. How'd she do it? Hey, you, older one, you're supposed to be helping the little one. Anyway, it fascinated me. It fascinated me in the same way that Sister Wives fascinated me, because who would choose to share their husband and have a sister wife? Fascinating, isn't it? I think it's fascinating. Anthropology in general fascinates me, so their life fascinated me too. All right, I like all of it. Seeking Sister Wives is a little odd though, because you can see where the TLC is trying too hard to find sister wife families to put on the show, and I think they're like almost literally making up scenarios like I'm suggesting for Cody. But you see, I want Cody to really fall for this gal and want to marry her and adopt her kids. I think that would be brilliant television. Just brilliant. Okay. 14. That's right, because Robin married in when, she was a baby, right? She came into the family when Christine was pregnant, very pregnant, and still wasn't married, right? I don't think she was married. Yeah. She still wasn't married when Truly was born. Because of the whole little scene, the drama of that scene. It wasn't about going and kissing another wife. It was about going and kissing your girlfriend while you're in labor. Yeah. Okay. Sabin admitted in season 1 she doesn't like to share. Oh, I started answering that question before. So in terms of going back, I want to create a chart where I am keeping track of lots of different things. How many times the kids actually accepted Robin's kids, how many times the kids reached out and gave Robin a hug or said something nice to her, showed her love and affection, because she claims never happened. So I want to chart all that. I'm going to start charting maybe even all the words that Cody says. I don't know. He had cap in hand a long time ago. A lot of the words he's using now are such negative words, and he didn't use them at the beginning. But there might be other ones that pop up. I don't know. In general, I noticed just today when I was looking at some old footage of TLC shows, of Sister Wife shows from the past, that I see Mary twice. I saw Mary very much agreeing with the other sister wives not taking Robin's side on something. And just in lieu of where we are right now in Sister Wives, it was very interesting to go back. Like the wedding dress. That's what I was looking at, the wedding dress scene in particular. I picked the dress. I'm such a dork. I have no brain and I don't understand women. I don't know why this is going to be offensive, but I'll apologize. So that scene, right away, Mary defended Christine. And she's like, oh yeah, well, yeah, because it was hurtful, yeah. And then Christine's like, I need a break. And Cody's like, you don't need to do this, Christine. Mary right away told Cody, just let her go. Let her take a break. It's okay. Let her go. She needs a moment. Let her take a break. And then when they came back, she doubled down a third time and said something about it. So, and that was in the moment because none of them knew about that ahead of time. I think Mary, on the down low, may have had a little bit of resentment for Robin all along. The show portrayed it as if Mary was so excited to have Robin as her best friend. Robin was excited to have Mary as her best friend. Although Robin would not include Mary in anything. Mary didn't include Robin either because Robin didn't return her phone calls or texts. But we didn't know that early on. My nose tickles. I'm sorry, I don't have a tissue here. Yes, I do. I got this from last week. So I would like to look at that starting at season 1. I'm sure there's lots of other things that are going to come to my mind too. So the plan is we will continue to do these lives, and we will start with season 1, episode 1. I have to go back and count how many episodes there are altogether. Somebody Google that for me. How many total episodes are there in seasons 1 through 17? There's absolutely no way. We almost have to do like a season a week. How are we going to do a season a week? I don't know, people. Do I have everybody just watch it on their own? And then we get together on our lives and talk about the season? What do you think? I don't know. Give me feedback. I mean, I guess we don't have to get through all of it. We could get through half of it, but I still don't think we're going to get through half of it. Unless we did like 5 lives a week. I don't know. Y'all be sick of me by then. Okay, let's see here. Maddie said she would rather go to hell than be in plural marriage. Yep. We don't want to see Robert's girls date either because she will get more screen time. Less Robin, more kids aren't Robins. Yes. We don't need that. I completely agree. Court and Cody, Libby, sure. Love it. I'll write that down. We got a new show for you, TLC. Is anybody listening? Anybody? Courting Cody. There you go. You're not that far from Vegas. You're going to find somebody willing to do it. But really what I want you to do is find somebody in the faith. Like, find somebody in the AUB faith that wants to do this. But is like liberal enough. A little more liberal than Robin. So that Cody, who wants to step away from it all, would be willing to step back into it. And she can even be from like another chapter somewhere else where her father's a prophet somewhere. So he would agree to have Cody join and be like in leadership at the church too. That's what Cody wants. Oh, he's so easy to read. All you have to do is give him a little bit of power, more screen time and money. Done. Yeah, she's got to be hot too. She has to be hot. She has to be divorced from somebody who really did her wrong, truly did her wrong. Maybe a widow. That'd be fine. We could do that. Let's do a widow. That's even better. Then Robin's the only one that was married and divorced before. And this one has a poor sob story. Yes. And it's kind of sad for me to be wishing widowhood on anybody. I'm not wishing it on anybody. I'm just saying if somebody were out there that fits this criteria, It would be ideal. Ideal, I say. Okay. Nicole, have Cody find a 10-year younger jeans model and see how Robin does then. Absolutely. That's it. It's courting Cody with K's. Just like the Kardashians. Karma, karma, karma. Karma, 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 chameleon. That could be... Isn't that a Weird Al Yankovic version of Karma Chameleon? Karma, karma, chameleon? Or did I just hear that on some other show? Anyway, that could be the opening song, the show song, the whatever it's called. Oh, I am completely writing the whole thing. Can I get royalties? I'll tell you what, no royalties. No, I just want to be the person doing the one-on-one interviews at the end. That's it. Free reign to ask follow-up questions. I'll start with whatever you want me to say. But then after I get the answer, if it's not clear enough, I get to dig deeper and ask questions. Oh, what a dream. Could you imagine? How fun would that be? All you sister friends could send in questions you want answered ahead of time, so I would have my list of what everybody wants to know and then figure out how I could work it into the interview. Oh, I would just have the time of my lives. Okay. Coffee buzz. It's true. There's some more karma. Time for Robin to find 3 husbands. Cody gets to watch and experience sacred loneliness. Yeah. It's a virtue. It'll make you a stronger man. And according to what we just learned in this last episode, literally will get you to earn your way into heaven. Because you must suffer to get there. Insane. All right. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. Okay, I'm wrong, maybe. Okay, but don't you guys see Cole as maybe being a little veal? And he could do a lot of damage because of it. Cole who? Cole, who's Cole? She had to come say hello. Help me out. Who's Cole? Should I know Cole? I have my, like, periphery character cheat sheet around here, which appears to be gone. If you could see the floor around here, oh, all my filing I have to just do for my life, bills, taxes, everything in life is all there. Then there's a whole pile of all my folders for speech therapy that I haven't followed up on. And tomorrow's another long, full day of speech therapy. Got to get that done. You want to see something funny? Oh, well, funny is not really the right word. These were all my notes for... I think this was just season 17, and I didn't start till episode 10. Now again, they had a ton of them because of all the one-on-ones and talkbacks and lookbacks. But look at all of these notebooks. They're full. These were empty notebooks from my kids that at the end of the school year, you know, they only used like a third of it. I would rip out the pages they used and I would keep all of them because I'm so cheap. Well, see, I didn't have to pay a penny. I had all this from them. So I have it by my trash can. I'm going to throw them away now. I was keeping them in case I had a reference back for something, but at this point, what's the point? That's just a lot. That's a lot of papers. Every single page is full of just sister wives notes. Isn't that crazy? That's a lot. Okay. Okay. Whoops. it is. Okay. I don't think Robin let them know their bio dad. Yeah, she didn't. Courting King Curls, Kim. Another good name. Maybe that could be our subtitle. That's definitely at least the title of an episode, because he will be really working on those curls for his dates. Courting King Curls. Okay. All right. Yeah. See, Mama, we're on to something here. We're on to something. I'm convinced we're on to something really. We are on to making millions for Discovery. Hello, Discovery. You want to take my couple $100 away from me? I'll make you millions. All right. We just added a couple more for certain. 100% we added a couple more seasons. We added a decade because she got to get pregnant right away. Because she needs to lock them down. And she needs to get those other kids adopted. So once she's pregnant, then she's officially really part of the family. Now Cody's obligated to her, and he loves little kids. See, this is the thing. Robin's kids, youngest one's going to be double digits by the time this baby's born. Now he's got a new baby. Or two coming. Oh, I can see it, and I'm just giddy over it. It's like I'm having a dream right now. Yes. Okay. Yeah, and then he will dismiss Robin's kids, starting with the oldest ones, and move his way down. All right. Teresa. Amazing, right? So good. All right. Cody thinks, yeah, he is on the road to keep it up. I mean, this would put Robin on the road to snapping if she had a experienced life as the OG3 did. I mean, she can't handle somebody moving on and being happy in their life. Like, she's sad about everything. There was a comment that Melanie said on the podcast covering this last show, either in segments 1 or 2 if you're watching it on YouTube. I don't know, maybe on TikTok it's all together as one. I'm not sure, because I think she records it on TikTok and puts it on YouTube. Or no, she streams it live on both of them. I don't know why. Anyway, she has them in smaller chunks. She does it like 20-minute chunks, 1, 2, and 3, but it's the same sit-down talk. So it's either in 1 or 2. She was saying how the whole, was it the Jessup? Yeah, the whole Jessup family, or was it Robin's family? Now I can't remember. I want to say it's the Jessups. All have a very somber, sad persona about them. But then she quickly moved on and said that her husband could talk more to it than she could, because he really knew her. But you know, she was aware of them and knew that. But that disposition that they had, those girls, I mean, like they were gonna walk the plank. Honest to goodness, they looked scared to death, or depressed, or just sad. Or I mean, at one point I honestly thought Brianna was gonna cry over the fact that she misses her church. I don't know which church she's really talking about, because she wasn't in Utah very long with the Brown family. A year, I think it was. So for 14 years later to be as emotional as she was over that 1 year, that can't be that church. So maybe she's thinking of her church before she entered the family, and she has fond memories of that back when they were in St. George. I don't know. Try to follow the bouncing ball. At any rate, it was one of the most bizarre clips of TLC footage I've ever seen. It just felt, and this is what I put in my review, it felt scripted, but scripted in a different way. A lot of people complain about the show and say that it's scripted, or any given reality TV show, right? And I would say, well, there has to be an outline because there has to be a plot and there has to be a theme to each episode to have a title to it. It just can't be random. I mean, unless it's The Real World back in the day, or even Big Brother, I guess would be. But even at that, there's a set protocol and schedule and everything that's affiliated with it. So on Big Brother being a game show, Real World would probably be the only show where cameras are just up, just go, and there's nothing to spur on. We're going to go this direction now. To my knowledge, I didn't have cable at the time that The Real World was out, so I never saw it, but that's my understanding. It was the very first reality TV show, and it literally were a bunch of people in a house with cameras. Okay. So it doesn't bother me that these two are outside and they're going to talk, or these two are meeting at a Josephine's and they're going to have a conversation. The game night thing bothered me because it just felt so inauthentic. If they went into this game cupboard that would look like my game cupboard looked like when my kids were home, and everything's falling apart and tops are missing and smashed box lids are shoved in other places, and there's a whole bucket of extra pieces, so when you go to play the game and you don't have the pieces, like, let me get the bucket. It's got to be in here somewhere. That's how life was. If that's what they opened up and they were like, I want to do this one. No, you got to pick last time. Then it would be authentic and I would have enjoyed it. Instead of that, they were sitting on the carpeted floor with a Jenga game that looked like it came straight from Toys R Us. May have even had a plastic seal to keep it closed. That would have been funny, wouldn't it? So it was, and Cody clearly didn't know how to play. He's never played it with him before. So it was just, this doesn't happen. And for him to go, this happens all the time, continuously in our house, just makes him look so dumb. So that I'm not a fan of. Well, this one in particular, as I shake my She-Ra Robin, this one in particular, the girls clearly had decided what they were going to say ahead of time. Okay. They didn't just outline it. I think they wrote it word for word. I think this was a multi-page, full-on script that they read and read and read and read, because that's how it was delivered. My turn for a line. Remember when I said I want to go to church? Oh yeah, you did. Hold on. Let me get Aurora. Aurora mentioned the same thing. That's fine. I mean, it was horrible. It was the worst acting I've ever seen. It makes me so appreciate Christine and Janelle and all the OG kids. And I know a lot of that wasn't scripted, especially when it came to the kids. They just kind of go and do their own thing. But Robin, we really don't hear her speak ever. So now we're getting the opportunity to hear her speak, and she's being put into these situations. It's terrible. It's terrible. It's really bad. And the girls did not pull it off like this was a spontaneous conversation about going to church. Not at all. And not that it has to be. I understand that a lot of the conversations and things that happened already happened. Like, we can talk about Christine revealing that she got engaged. So in the Talking Head interview, she said that Isabel already knew. And I'm like, oh, that's great. Of course, I record my videos, my reaction videos, after the show airs. So I go from about 11:30 at night to anywhere between 1:30 and 2:30 in the morning. And I go back through and I start to play other segments of it, and then I do reactionary stuff and record all of that. So I have hours of stuff to take and then start to edit. Okay. I do that so I have zero influence from anybody else. The only influence I have are the sister friends that I'm watching it with at that time. So you can influence me if you're a big supporter and you're there live on Sunday nights. Other than that, and I do get influenced from that a little bit. I'll even say a couple times on Sunday night somebody said this, but that's okay. I don't want to hear other content creators' points of views or opinions. I mean, it comes back to bite me in the butt sometimes, yeah. When I hear that and I'm like, oh yeah, that makes way more sense than the angle I took. Like I really missed the mark on that one. But on the flip side, like I listened to, as I was falling asleep last night, another content creator, and as I'm listening to what she's saying, I'm like, it feels like it's almost word for word what I say. So then I get a little miffed because by the time I can get through all my editing and get it out, I feel like, do people think I'm taking this from somebody else? Anyway, okay, why am I saying all this? There's a reason. There was a reason behind this. Oh, it had something to do with Robin and the kids and their bad acting, the inauthentic nature of it all. Oh, Christine. So Christine's, when I recorded it, it was right after we watched it live, and then I went back and watched some other stuff, just to remember what was in it. I didn't watch it all the way through again a second time, but I like fast forward, see scenes and go, oh yeah, let me talk about that. I didn't catch when I made that reaction video that it is clear that Christine had told everybody she was engaged. So in the talking head, she said, I let Isabel know ahead of time, of which my reaction was, that's so good, because Isabel's really struggling with this. She didn't lie. She let Isabel know, and she let everybody know. Peyton completely outed her, or completely outed Teal. No, I shouldn't even say he completely. TLC edited it. They could have taken it out. Peyton completely outed Christine by saying, Okay. I interpreted it when he said, oh, Mom always wants us to go, oh, wow, what? Huh? Are you kidding? I thought he meant, in general, that's what my mom likes. Anytime my mom shares any kind of information, she prefers an over-the-top reaction. And that doesn't shock me if that were the truth. So that's where my brain went the whole time. But after going back and watching it again, and then watching it through other content creators, and nobody mentioned this, and nobody said it, but I am 100% convinced that Peyton was saying, all right, we had to react in a certain way, and you can see him pausing and waiting as it's up there, and he's on a knee, and everybody's standing there just kind of looking at each other like, now, and Isabel, she was playing along too. See, like everybody was acting that way. I don't think Isabel knew that Christine was going to say, I let Isabel know in advance. So Isabel was acting and playing along. That's kind of the main one that really gave it away. I'm like, why would Isabel do that when clearly she knew ahead of time? And then as soon as the announcement, of course, Peyton, all fake, but so funny. What? Are you engaged? What? And instantly, Mykelti doesn't say, you are, or what, or that. Mykelti goes, show us a ring, show us a ring, show us the ring. Like all excited. Like that's not the reaction that you give when you just find out your mother got engaged. It's the reaction you give when you already knew about it ahead of time and you were supposed to give a very excited, over-the-top reaction when you saw the footage. It's like they were all waiting there, waiting for the moment that somebody was going to give them the clue and the cue. Be excited now. And Peyton screamed out what he did, but Christine didn't really react. And I think the girls were kind of confused, like, Is this it? And so then they just kind of ran with it. And because everybody in unison didn't have a roar of what, Christine was disappointed in the way that it all came to be in the end. She had this expectation, just like she had the expectation for the flash mob for Savannah's party. And that's another thing I didn't put in my video about how she kept saying, you know, oh, it wasn't that great. Like, it was okay. Like, everybody was doing different things in that. I thought it was cute. With the little babies going with the legs. You've got Maddie on the chair, pregnant, doing her dance. What's his name was in the back doing some sort of shimmy thing. Like, I don't know what other people were doing. Logan and Michelle were just sitting down, but I don't think they thought they were going to be on camera at all. I think they were just trying to stay out of the way because Logan never wants to be on camera. So they just stayed seated at the table. But it was cute. Like, I think Christine expects really big all the time, and that it didn't come to fruition. Anyway, so that whole thing, I think, completely everybody knew, and they were all acting that whole scene. That being said, because I saw no other content creator call them out on that, I think they pulled it off. They were able to make it look like, all right, well, let's pretend like we didn't know. Mom's already engaged, and let's now go ahead and have her put it on the screen, and we'll react appropriately. Okay, so that was all just to say everybody's been doing a pretty good job of doing their part and their role, even if it is a matter of reacting or replaying or, you know, reenacting a scene that already occurred. Robin's kids? No. This is not something they should give them to do again. Don't tell them we're going to be talking about. Bring it on. Just spring it on them. Maybe. That'd be good. So we could get some natural reactions. But this whole talking like this, really slow. Sorry, forgot to put my mouth down. And looking down like my dog died. Huh? You're trying to ask if you want to go, if you can go to church, which in its own right is a whole separate conversation. But just put that aside. You're excited. You want to reconnect with your faith, and you want to go to church. This, in most faiths, would be a joyful moment. An excited moment. You know what? It's like a new door opening in my life, or reopening a door from my past that was a pleasurable memory that I would like to bring back again. The depressed state of this room is unbelievable. Okay, I didn't talk about any of that in the video. I should have. Again, it's late when I recorded, so I can't catch everything. All right. Yes, Jamie, they are filming season 20. In fact, I think season 20 is technically when Garrison passed away, because he passed away in March of 2024. March of this year. And we're still back in July of 2022 on the show. So I think season 19 had already wrapped, and they were filming season 20. I do know that they were going to run right into the next one and pick up pretty quickly right after season 19. So my guess is season 20 is being close to being wrapped, and it's ready to go. I mean, it's not ready to go. A lot of editing to do, but I mean, they'll have pickups and couch interviews and that kind of stuff that they'll still be doing now. But okay. Lori E., your loaded baked potatoes. Oh, that sounds amazing. I could live on baked potatoes. I could. Love them. Cody Crybrows would only find Cody a plus-size model that is 10 years older than him. Yeah. I know. That's why the show. That's why Court and Cody, and aka Court and King Curls, is going to be really sexually adventurous, but modest and pious looking on the outside. Gorgeous, model-esque woman. Oh, so good. Ah. Sabin might be happy to have another wife come in, and she can take him off Sabin's hands, but she can still spend his money. No, that's the kicker. She's coming with 3 kids in tow, and she's not going to have a job. So she's going to be taking some of Sabin's money. And Cody, who's in charge of the finances, is going to start to do the same kind of stuff that he used to do to Sabin. And that is push some money. Tell this one, we don't have the money for it. We have no money for kids' surgeries. You want another Louis Vuitton? You want another Tiffany bracelet? Absolutely. Here you go. Yeah. Exact same scene, but it's going to be the new wife. It's going to be so good. I'm so excited. I'm going to wake up tomorrow morning and realize all of this was just in my head. This is the sister friend's dream. All right. I'm going to do some more in the chat here. Before that, let me go ahead and read our top 2 levels of supporters. We have the big supporters, and that is Negla 3, who joined just last live, Carla Colson, Alexandria Swan, Aaliyah, Crafty Florida Lady, Shaniqua Smith, That's My Shoe, Lisa True, Knit My Bit, Elizabeth Murphy, and Lynn Skinner. Thank you all for being big supporters. And we have our exclusive SOS supporters. The top level is Holly Jones, welcome. And Joni C, welcome. We have Susan Price. Welcome to Susan, too. I think you're new from the last live. Or Kendra MP, Laura McWilliams, Rain Lady, Ladybird's Mom, Cheryl Smith, Steam Frog 99, Living an Eclectic Life, Sarah Lewis, Libby Scher, Sean J, Marie Crab, Waldo's Mom, Laura Bondurant, Sharon, Dee Dee, Lisa F, Danny Towns, I'm Your Huckleberry, Ms. Lita, Julianne Kenkel, Michelle, Sunrise Sunset, Kaylin, Donna Redmond, and Jessica Denham. All right, thank you all. I appreciate you. And thank you all to the Keep the Light On supporters too, our largest group. I appreciate every single one of you. I do. Oh. And Lynn Skinner sent a super chat. Hey, Lynn, need some volume here. Thank you, Lynn. All right. I'll book my flight now. Are we taking a road trip, girls? Well, now if you're booking a flight, it's not a road trip. Michelle Cutler says, since Cody is no longer a member of the church, he doesn't have to go to the church for approval of marriage. So true. So true. I just feel like if they don't have the AUB church behind them in some way, that Robin is just going to dismiss the whole thing. Like, I feel like she can't argue against the church and that structure, but she can argue against Cody just taking on another wife just because. That's why I feel like somehow we have to keep that, because she claims she's so spiritual. She's the most pious. She's the most modest. She's the most religious. She's on her knees all the time. And Jet, did you catch that she said in this last episode that they have not attended church since they've been the Flagstaff? Actually, they haven't attended a church since they've lived in Utah. They, 2 months. Elizabeth Murphy. Elizabeth Murphy's been a member for 2 months as of right now. Thanks, Elizabeth Murphy. So yeah, so she claims that Cody tried to do church on his own and it really didn't work out that well because, quite frankly, he was boring. And the kids were not interested, and the wives looked like they were about to fall asleep themselves. So it just ended, and that was it. Yep, that was it. I'm right at the part of the video where I'm editing the fact that in Vegas, because they had no spiritual connections or church friends or anything anymore, that the kids were interested, Maddie in particular, in joining a youth group of a Christian church. And Robin flipped out, thought it was akin to being the devil. That's my interpretation. But yeah, absolutely not. We fought for this faith. Are we going to give up now? We can't have them go. No, we have to stick by our faith and everything. And cut to, we just had an episode when her girls grew up and they're now youth group age. Actually, they're beyond. They're in their 20s and they want to join a regular church. And she goes, I think it's lovely that you're investigating your faith. Of course you can. Buddhism, lovely religion. Go for it. It's just, it is AUB or nothing. And we completely changed. Completely changed. Jenny, no sound. No sound. Oh. Wait, some people are still responding. Can you all hear me? Is that what your chat said when it was talking about I'm a silent film? Oh my goodness. Let's see. What's going on? Okay. I don't read as well. Okay. I'm back? My earbuds come in and out. I have to rotate them a little in my ear and the sound comes back. Yes, I hear you. You have to leave and come back in. It's not you, Jenny. Okay. I left and came back in and it worked. I can hear you now. I had to exit and return. I hear you. I can hear you. I can hear you. My sound was out of sync with the picture. Refreshed and it's okay now. Oh, I'm so glad. All right. All right, so if people are reading the chat, they'll see go out and come back in if they can't hear. Must just been a YouTube thing. Or maybe it's my software. I'm hoping to have StreamYard up and running by next Tuesday. You know what? I'm sure I was saying stuff that was really good right around that time I left too. It was priceless. I have no idea what I was talking about. Yeah, okay, everyone's going out and coming back in. All right, must have been a glitch in the program. I'm seeing here, my microphone has been moving the whole time on this end. So I'm guessing it was either the OBS software that I'm streaming through or it was YouTube. Interesting though, in this chat, it didn't pop up. The last couple weeks, we've had these glitches where it says chat disconnected, trying to reconnect, chat reconnected. And it's always within the same minute because everything is time-stamped. And so it's never more than a minute, but I know if somebody sends a chat during that time that it doesn't show up. But I haven't seen that at all today. It hasn't popped up at all. Okay. Now the volume is gone. Audio is cutting out. Oh, so it was starting to go. See, I was missing that. I was in a whole different part of the chat. I don't think it's my mic. Just because I can see on my sound bar, it's past the green into the yellow just before the red. I think it was the software doing something weird. My apologies. Or who knows? It was YouTube, or maybe it was my internet glitched. Although that would be the picture too, so forget that. Okay. All right, everything is good. Let me know. I'm going to try to stay as current and up to date on this chat as I can. Okay, Big Brother's watching. That's it. I always fear it to be my problem because I'm technically impaired. Yeah, me too. That's the answer right there, Lynn. Probably YouTube. All right. All right. I don't know why everyone had to go back out and back in. Okay. It's good to have Old Spirit in the house. Okay. I was feeding my fish across the room and it went silent. All right, but where is Dayton? Is he working since he graduated? I can find zero information. I tried to look a couple weeks ago, and he is just staying on the down low. I had heard in passing a little bit ago that he was going to continue on and get like a second master's or go on to get his doctorate or something. Like he was going to get another degree. So the only benefit in that is it's good if you want to become a college professor, really. Or because you can be the best in your field and it doesn't matter what your education is if you're the best. Like in the end, the degrees don't matter. It's the experience and how good you are at what you do. He's a really smart kid. I can see Robin encouraging him to just get some more degrees and stay at home because he wouldn't be able to support himself going to school full time. I don't know. Poor kid. I'm hoping he just moved back with his father and he's doing something up there. Even if he's just working for his dad's business. I don't know. You said AI caught me. That's funny. YouTube gets weird. It is. Gremlins! Okay. Okay. Jamie, I think somebody did ask Notes to Self that. Why do I feel like somebody asked her and she had no idea? Who else would they have asked recently? I feel like she just didn't know any details right now because she's not currently in contact with like David's family and them. That was a connection that Corey had throughout his life. And actually there was a falling out between the families, the fathers, Corey's father and Preston's father. So they weren't really close then, and then of course Corey left the faith too when he got to be 18 or something like that, around that time. So I don't think they know currently all the deets of what's going down, but I bet they could find out. If anybody could find out, they could find out. I would love to know what's going on in Dayton. I just hope he's well. I hope he's happy, and I was gonna say and successful. It'd be great if he was successful. I just want him to be happy, quite frankly. Well, how cute is that? Thanks, Elizabeth Murphy. He is adorable. I appreciate you. Thank you. I love the down by the... Where's the poor kid anyway? Is he hiding in the camper? Is it Janelle's old camper? Oh, no, I don't think so. I think Dayton was in that camper in the back of their yard when Janelle had her... because I think it's a camper, isn't it? It's a camper. And Janelle had a trailer. Yeah, I hope Janelle still owns that trailer. I hope she didn't like give it back over to Cody. There's a question. Where's the trailer? Oh, I have so many questions for the final If only I could interview him. Some storms in the Midwest. That could be affecting things. But my lights are nothing flickered. And my video didn't flicker. I think it's a audio YouTube thing, personally. I think that's what's going down. Or an audio OBS software thing, which is the site that I stream through that goes through. I can't just go live on YouTube because then I wouldn't be able to have all your names up here or have the names or the comments on the screen. This is all separate extensions and all that go with another software, so I have to stream through that, then stream through YouTube. Kind of pain in the butt. I remember the very first live I ever did, I just hit the go live button on YouTube, and I'm like, I'm trying to figure out here where the chat is. Yeah, I was green. All right. Dayton Musk got his smarts from his bio dad. Believe that. Yes. I love the Down by the River guy. Stop, you guys. Down by the river. You're gonna be living in a van down by the river. Oh, good. The trailer's in storage. I am so happy to hear that. Yes. Excellent. I like blaming YouTube. Yeah. I'm just going to pull a Cody and say it wasn't my fault. I didn't do anything. Okay. Wouldn't that be funny? If she dumped her camper on his front lawn. That'd be amazing. All right. So we talked all about Robin and the girls. Well, we talked about a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff that wasn't even on the docket we talked about. But we basically touched on that conversation and how ridiculous it was. The fact that these girls are asking their mommy permission to go to church. It's just, talk about infantilizing your children. And they didn't seem, I thought at first that Brianna came across as like, I'm just over this. I don't want to be part of this. You guys drive me nuts. But that scene made it seem like she was totally under control of her parents. I don't know. I mean, she looked like she was almost going to cry. But then again, she also looked like it was all acting. I don't know. Maybe she does it all the time. I don't know. We never see Robin's kids. We have to now. Thank you, Not Ladylike. You can get one too. Temu. It was a pack of 4, actually. 2 going downstairs. So they may have been even less. I think it was a pack of 4 for like $10. Covers. You have to put a pillow in it. Okay. Oh yeah, there was a camper that Gabe or Garrison was living in. You're right. That could be. Well, I think he was already in the camper by COVID, wasn't he? I don't think he was staying in the house. I think he was staying in the camper. So it's another camper. Oh. Carla says her daughter's 22 and there's no way she would ask permission for anything. It's true. My daughters got married when they were 23 and 24. Doing well. Very successful. One has a great, phenomenal job. Already surpassed her parents, and she's only worked for a couple years. And only has a bachelor's degree. Doing well. She's working the system, doing what she needs to do. The other one graduates in May as a veterinarian. So yeah, this would be very different from what we just saw on the show. Very different. No, I'm not, Kathy. Here's why. Last year, I found I really do not have a lot of red clothing, and I always wear red nails every Christmas with the sparkles, and I didn't. So I actually went today, and they look very plain, though. They're silver with sparkles. It doesn't read on camera. In fact, even in person, I'm highly disappointed. I might just go get my own polish and put it over top. I think I might. I do like the sparkles, but I feel like it would be better on tan hands. Like this would look good in the summer, I think, even though it's sparkly, which is kind of an odd, it's more kind of festive, Christmassy. But I'm highly disappointed in my choice. Got a whole new full set and everything, all ready for the holidays today. Wah, wah, wah. And I'm thinking I'm being all brilliant this year. I'm going to go with like a silver sparkle that's going to match everything I wear. Yeah, it'll match. It won't clash with anything. That was true. That was true. Still regret it. All right. My daughter's 21, thriving in college, graduates in May also. No way would I want her to ask me if she can go. Right? Right? When my kids were in college, I was just happy to get that once a weekend, hour-long FaceTime that I demanded. I didn't demand it, but I requested. By chance, are you free so I can see your face? And then there's my son, who now, like, every 3 weeks, I'm like, send me a proof of life text. Okay, thank you. I think I FaceTimed him twice this entire semester. Boys are different. All right. Is there word dating someone? Good question, Indie Girl. I don't, that whole storyline that they were beginning last season, we've heard nothing about. Somebody said she was dating some guy from her church, so that would be a different guy, because the other guy, I mean, maybe he's from her church, but he was introduced as somebody who is in her major, who she has classes with, and she met him at college. That doesn't mean he can't also go to whatever said church they ended up finalizing on. Getting married next month, almost done with her bachelor's. Good for her. Good for her. Told my parents I was going to a concert, left for a month. We're a bunch of hooligans. Okay. Ashley Buzzard writes, Rob's whole identity crisis, where she's like, oh, I don't know who I am anymore, and is gearing up for them to do this church switch and have weddings for the girls. Ugh. I can't. That's where bring on more Christine looking at choosing out invitations. Please. I can't follow that at all. Oh, we got a new member here. Who is new? Lynn. Welcome to the club. Glad to have you here, Lynn. Thanks for becoming a member. All right. Jennifer says, in my opinion, she's infantilizing her children to the point where they're not going to be able to have a normal adult relationships, but that's just my opinion. I mean, it's a fair opinion. I can't argue with that opinion. Really? Could be. Okay. Oops, sorry, I forgot to turn my buzzer off. There we go. All right, well, we are at 9 o'clock. Let me see. I found the entire wedding thing so cringy. Yeah, it was. But just imagine if we have to watch Robin's kids dating. Especially if it's fake dating. Because the fake conversation didn't go over really well. Okay, so finally, oh God, we're past our time. Any final thoughts on Mary? We started with Mary. We didn't dive deep. Bottom line, I started making the connection with Melanie from Notes to Self, and how then I went on a tangent of everybody needs to follow Melanie at Notes to Self. So to bring it back to the beginning, you'll see that I say in the video that when it comes out shortly, I loved the girls. I loved the conversation. It was my favorite part of the whole episode. I think that they had good life experience, which is what I think also made me make the connection with Melanie from Notes to Self 444. They both grew up their whole lives in polygamy and had, a gazillion siblings and an extra mother. And then the one actually lived polygamy as a wife for a little bit too. So they really understood where Mary is coming from. They could give advice in a different way than Jen can because they lived it differently. The directness that the dark-haired chick had was, I think, very refreshing. And even the blonde, because by the very end, the blonde is the one that called out Mary and said, I think that if he wanted you to come back, you'd give him one more try. And I don't think you should. You need to get to the place that you're happy where you are and you're ready to move on. And that's a thing of the past. And I think that was hard for Mary to hear because I think it's truth. And I think Mary would agree that's truth. She probably did agree that it was truth. Knit my bit. Hey, knit my bit. 2 months. New member. Knit my bit. Big supporter. How come it says new member under your picture? Oh, did you just change levels? You may have just changed levels and went to big supporter because you have a 2. You've been a member for 2 months. That's probably what it was. Okay. Thank you, Knit My Bit. Okay. And Christine knew. Well, it jumped ahead. That too. She was very close with Preston's family. They were first cousins. Yeah, Michelle. Well, she said, or somebody said, who said? She said in an interview. I don't remember which one it was. Maybe it was back when she did the one with Heather McDonald. Maybe. That they were first cousins, but she has like 100 and some first cousins. Like she wasn't close. They weren't close. And she wasn't even sure if they had ever done anything together. Like they knew of each other. She knew where to go to get information for sure. So she could have hunted things down, but I don't think she was very well in tuned with him and was like, listen, I can count on one hand how many first cousins I have, and a few of them I haven't seen in years. So yeah, teach her. Every family's different. Mary has some recent Hollywood access or something videos on YouTube. She is not in the same place as this season. Better info on her there. Oh, that's good to know, Twyla. Thank you. I'll go look. Was it before the press? No, the press junket was just Janelle and Christine. So this would have been a whole separate thing. So, yeah, good. Okay. Glad to hear that. All right. Kite's been a member for 2 months. Love your videos. Thanks, Kite. I love that you're always here in our lives, too. My comment was about the teeth and her being 6 and still having a pacifier. That is a tough one as a speech therapist to watch. There's so much wrong with that. A dentist would have a nightmare with it too. But you can see her overbite, or not overbite, she didn't have an overbite, open bite. You know, the teeth develop over it. So like when your teeth are closed, there's like a hole in the middle over time. Yeah, the pacifier shouldn't have been in there. And you can hear her lisp when she talks. Both characteristics of somebody that had a pacifier beyond the time that they were supposed to. And when I say beyond the time that they were supposed to have it, I'm talking maximum 18 months. That's when it's supposed to come out. The purpose of the pacifier is to satisfy the sucking reflex. That's why back in my day, when so many people didn't have pacifiers because they thought it was a bad thing, we all sucked our thumbs because it was a reflex, not a reflux. I gotta go to bed. A reflex. to suck. It's a need of a child. It's an absolute reflex that they have to do. It's also, and they mouth things also. That's how they explore it, but that's kind of a different thing. But that sucking is something you need to do. So you want to keep your kid from sucking his thumb, give him a pacifier. It's so much better, because when you want them to break the habit, it's simple. You take it away. Done. Breaking the habit of sucking my thumb. Traumatic. I remember it because it's attached. It's here at all times. My mother put that stuff that tastes terrible on it. Eventually, I sucked it off. I just bucked it up. I don't know how I eventually just stopped. Anyway, but I do remember. So I had to have been closer to 2 or maybe even over 2 at that time. See? But everything was fine. No lisp, no open bite. I did stop before the age of 6. Before I went to kindergarten. Wait, before I went to first grade. Okay. Yeah, and it's not overbite, it's open bite. I was wrong. I misspoke by saying overbite. It's not an overbite that's caused by it. It's an open bite. An open bite is when you see somebody smile and then the top teeth have like a little bit of a curve to them, and the bottom teeth do too. So really when their mouth is closed, there's a hole right in the middle. And so when you have as your teeth are developing, if you have something physically in there, now it has to be in there all the time. Here's the other part. That kid had it day and night. Not only are you supposed to get rid of it by the time they're around 18 months, but before that, you're getting rid of it like during the day when they're walking around. And, it's like, okay, it's nap time, you can have it now. Or it's bedtime, you can have it now, to help soothe yourself and comfort yourself when mommy's not around, help you fall asleep. This kid had it dangling out of her mouth as she's sitting on the kitchen island above the turkey. So gross. Yeah, Lynn, it really is, because it's an easy out. Here, stop crying. Yeah. Although by age 6, if they can't listen to stop crying and they need a pacifier, there's bigger issues. Okay. Carol Davis said her brother stopped sucking his thumb when her mom offered $5 if he would quit. Money talks. Well, if anyone's like Cody and Robin, that would work in their family too. If that's genetic at all, that need to take everybody's money. Yeah. Kathy, I bit my nails too. That's actually why I wear acrylics now. Well, my nails are also extremely thin. They've always been extremely thin. And I think that's why, because they were so thin, it was easy to just barely bit them. I like tore them. But yeah, I was a thumb sucker and a nail biter. I have issues. I'll admit it. What else? I can't stand anything on my face. So I'm always like pushing hair away from my face. I apologize. My face is so big and round and my nose is so big that if I pull my hair back in a ponytail for these lives, I look a little odd. Like, so I have to consciously think about, don't touch your, so a lot of times when I'm like just doing my hair like this, I can't see myself. I'm not trying to like fix anything or correct anything or fuss or by any means. No clue what it looks like. Got screen behind screen behind screen. My screen, myself is way back there somewhere. I'm just looking at a green dot and then I have the chat in the very front. But if I can feel any sense of any, even if it's like a piece of fuzz in the air or something like that, I have to get it off my face. I don't know what that is. Something. Another hang up I have. Add it to the list. Oh, goodness. Okay. All right. Let me look in I didn't do a whole lot of reading of comments yet this week because I wanted to get that video. I was going to be so proud of myself to get that video out this morning. It's okay. It's fine. It's fine. All right. We already read Peter to PayPal comments. Get rid of that one. We did one fish, two fish with Cody's linguistic skills. Red fish, blue fish. All right, these are comments that people wrote under videos. Oh, this one made me laugh this week. Okay, this is from at okay142, and she wrote. She had a timestamp on it too, and after that timestamp, she wrote, "Bitch, I owe you at least $39 for the amount of laughs that I received. Thank you." Which is a really nice comment too. It falls under my nice comment category as well as my funny comment category because I laughed out loud. I think there's like 10 to 15 I's in that beginning word, which then she put a space and then wrote CH so that it got through. Clever way to get through. AI screening. Okay. Okay. This is a sort of random one that made me laugh too. That other one was kind of random that made me laugh as well. Okay, this one. This is at Alexandria Swan. Alexandria writes, 1. Oh, I wish I would have written what videos these were from. That probably would help all of you. Anyway, probably doesn't matter in the end. Number 1. In the beginning, when Cody cried and everyone was confused, I was screaming at my TV, "Cody is manipulating all of you." Number 2. When Cody and Nathan were standing at the front door, Cody's six-pack looked amazing. With a thumbs up and then an eye roll. Number 3. Jenny, your hooded cardigan is so cute. I think I laughed the most at the third one just because it was so random, honest. Screaming at the TV about Cody, making fun of Cody's six-pack. Your cardigan's so cute. I felt like squirrel. All right, we'll do one more. Try to do 3. I'm sorry I didn't have them prepared ahead of time. This is Alexandria Swan again. I think it was on the same video later on. Again, it's a nice comment, but then it made me laugh. She wrote, "After I watched this crazy episode, I couldn't wait to see what you had to say about it, Jenny. Watching Cody and Robin's manipulative BS was a frustrating," and then she wrote, "experience," in quotation marks with 2 like sideways laughing heads. That's what made me laugh. And then she wished everybody a happy Thanksgiving. All right, I will stop there. Okay, we've gone way over. We've gone 15 minutes over. My apologies, but this was fun. It was a good episode. I enjoyed going down Dreamland with all of you. We have a show. We have created an amazing show for TLC. Court and Cody. Love it. Yes. All right. Let me sign off. Whoops. Good night, sister friends. Keep your eyes open. Mary Brown on where she stands with Cody, her ex-sister wives. Exclusive Entertainment Tonight. Sister Wives Mary Brown reveals if Cody Brown is a present father. Access Hollywood. Out today. Is Access Hollywood and Entertainment Tonight both on the same channel? Are they both NBC? Or maybe she did the circuit and she was talking about that with everybody. Experiences are a new drinking word. I'm triggered. Triggered is too. All right. Good night, sister friends. This was a lot of fun. You're all amazing. I love all of you. You're the best. You always bring me joy every single week. All right, you take care. I will definitely see you next Tuesday. In between now and then, you are going to see, I guarantee you're going to see 2 videos come out from me. Okay, 1, maybe 3. Maybe 3. That's my goal. It's not my promise, but that's my goal. I promise I will get the recap of this last episode, which I think is 13. I will do the episode 11 out for the 3rd time after editing it again. If you watched it already, you don't have to watch it again. I understand. It's a lot. I get it. But I just want to get it out there for people So I have every episode because I'm a little OCD. That's another issue. And it would drive me nuts to have 1 through 26 or however many episodes there are and to be no episode 11. So I'm going to fix it and get it up again. And I'm going to work on another bonus scene episode. I'm going to do episode number 7. There you go. Yeah, that's everything. Okay. Good night.